Hey family, Liana here. What is today? Today is Tuesday, April the 20th. Oh, it's my cousin's birthday. I have to tell her happy birthday. But I'm coming on. I just got off the scale and I am about to get on a treadmill and exercise. And I'm just coming on here, got my little pre-workout here for a moment of transparency, but then also to let you know I'm back. I'm back in the fight. I never left the fight, but I'm back with a level of just intensity. Those of you guys who've been following my journey, you know what I mean. And I am back to the world of being transparent and vulnerable and just sharing my journey for the sake of accountability. So I want to tell you something really quickly. I was talking to my coach on Saturday, and she and I were just kind of talking through like just kind of my dissatisfaction in life and some of the frustrations that I'm having right now in my life, and even with my weight loss journey. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I've said it before, but I'm just saying it again now. Like, it is really hard to have gained a significant amount of weight, especially after a point of saying, like, I'm never going to get, you know, to X, Y, and Z again. And I'm not where I started, but I am far from where I want to be. And the discomfort in my body, the shame that I carry. And I'm big on telling people, like, helping people to lose shame in their life and to live free of judgment of self and free of fear of judgment of others. And yeah, it is something that I live with, I experience, I battle with myself. Even before COVID, you know, even before quarantine, you know, I would struggle to do speaking engagements, to even go places where I was selling my book, because I just felt like I don't look like the girl on the back of the book anymore. And I've experienced people being like, oh, this is you. You know, that's a very uncomfortable experience to be in, to feel like you are pushing a message that I still believe in, which is why I'm here right now and sharing this with you guys. But also seeing myself kind of like lose myself in the journey. Just to be very clear, the battle with food addiction, with weight loss, has been a lifelong battle for me. Those of you guys who know my story, wow, a while ago now, I think 10 plus years now, is when I started, I decided to fight for myself. But even in that fight, it's never been easy, right? Because I have my addiction and my desires, you know, fighting while I am fighting, you know, to overcome them, you know. But, you know, the body is also science, meaning there's a science to the body and to addiction, to certain things you consume. Your body will begin to crave what you feed it, right? So if you're feeding it sugar and certain snacks and sauce and stuff, that's what it's going to crave. I'm not here to give a nutrition lesson. I just do know that the more that I lean into the direction that I'm fighting to go in, my body will get on board and assist me in that process. Like, what am I trying to say? It's so much on my mind I wanted to say as I came into this video, and I felt like, you know, what order am I going to say and how I'm going to get it out there? Basically, I am back. I'm calling this season the revival. I feel revival is coming. You know, Lord, revive me again. Re means to do again. Revival speaks of life, right? A resuscitation. You see a person who has looks seemingly dead. You know, you watch medical shows like I do, like Grey's Anatomy or all kinds of things, and you know their heart stops beating, and you know whatever those paddles are, perform CPR and chest compressions and the electrical paddles to revive their hearts, right? To resuscitate their heart, to bring them back to life. And what seemed like a moment of deadness, come on here to preach to myself or to you, but this is where I am right now. What feels like death, what feels like a point of no return, what feels like a very defeated state, it is what I hear the Holy Spirit saying to me, Liana. It's just a moment for revival. And you know, it's good. It feels good to get a good word, but it's still work to live it. It's still work to trust God and to, you know, and to do my part. Pastor Mark Batterson says, pray like it depends on God, but work like it depends on you. It means, you know, pray hard and expect God to move. But also when you get up off your knees and you go into your own life, you know, work like it depends on you. Of course, it doesn't depend on you, but put that kind of effort into your fight. And so, like I said, I just got off the scale and I'm about to go get on a treadmill, but I wanted to stop by here and say I'm back. when I was talking to my coach, I think I didn't finish that part. I realized that over the past couple years, I have come back to do virtual videos and to engage. But I realized that even in those videos, I was focused on others. It's like, Leanna, you got to encourage, you got to motivate, you got to go out there and tell the people they can do it. But I was still struggling myself, and I was still feeling defeated myself. And so I would find myself, being inconsistent in that. And I realized it was because I was trying to give somebody else what in that season I didn't have yet for myself. And so I dedicated this, this current virtual, Tuesday check-in that I'm titling The Revival. I've dedicated it to me. And the reason why I come on here is because when I check in with you all, it helps me. When I tell you how my week is doing, when I give you an update on my weight loss or my fitness goals, or getting into certain clothes, or just my decision to stick with it. It helps me. It helps me to know that I'm going to go check in and there's someone on the other side of this video who is rooting for me, praying for me, and also just accountability, right? Accountability. That's why I started my videos, Watch Queen Lose, a long time ago, was for the accountability. When I didn't make The Biggest Loser, right? Those of you guys who know the story. And I was very discouraged, very depressed, I felt very defeated. I decided to start my own Tuesday show, and I named it Watch Queen Lose. I'm not calling this Watch Queen Lose because I don't want the emphasis to be on what I'm losing. I want the emphasis to be on what I'm gaining, gaining new life in this season, and so that's why I'm calling it The Revival. Yes, I'll be right here every Tuesday. Look out, anticipate a video check-in from me. Send some encouraging words my way, because I'm not gonna lie, I feel very defeated, sad. Yesterday I was very sad, but I sat up last night, yesterday evening, and I made a plan for myself, and I just wrote out what my plan will be, both for my body. I'm good with structure, so when I follow a system, then I literally typed up like a log for myself where I check off my plan each day. Next week I'll share with you more about like what that plan has been and how it's worked for me, because I would have been on it for a week when I come back next week, and just really devoting myself to the process and trying to relinquish the pressure of where I want to be. I'm not gonna lie, I do have goals. I'm turning 35 this year. Also, just officiated some weddings. I want to look fly, but overall, I just want to feel good in my own skin. I've had some medical things come up recently, and I definitely think that the extra weight on my body is, just plays a role in that. But overall, y'all are my tribe. I can't do this without you. Drinking my little pre-workout here because I'm about to, go get it in. But I also know that even though exercise is a very important part of the journey, I've never stopped exercising, ever. Consumption is the most important part, though, if we're talking about weight loss. 70 to 80% of your weight loss has to do with your consumption. You can't outwork a bad diet. I know that firsthand, a bad diet or just overeating. So even if I don't eat poorly, eating too much of a good thing is still overeating. Is still you're not in caloric deficit, and so it's not the weight. It's not going to drop. Or what I would do is I would lose a significant amount of weight, because you guys have seen my videos. I would do good, and then there's this level of like self-sabotage, and I know the sabotage comes in for me when I'm not getting on the scale. I'm like, I'll get on the scale at the end of the week, so I can like fix or correct it before end of the week turns into a month turns into 2 months, turns into all of 2020. Not funny, but dead serious. October I was doing really good. I even put up a post like, I think I lost like 11 pounds in 12 days or something like that. But it's about, staying the course, and I know what it's like. I've done it. You guys know I've lost over 180 pounds before, so I can do this. I can knock off what I've put on. I want to thank everybody, who have reached out to me recently. I know that that's part of what's encouraging me to do this. Out of nowhere, I don't think it's out of nowhere. I definitely think it's a divine intervention and strategy of the Holy Spirit to bring the affairs into our lives the way that we need them to in order to make the decisions that we need to make. But literally over the past couple of days, different people from different walks of life have just texted me like, hey, just thinking about you. Hey, checking in. Hey, haven't seen you online, or on, you know, just different things. I'm like, wow, God, like, I know this is a sign of you telling me, you know, Liana, like, you got to try. Don't give up. And, you know, even though this is for you, you know, as you win, you bring other people along with you. So don't forget that. So, yeah, welcome to the revival. I mean, I've had so many different, I've had Watch Queen Lose, I've had 95 Days of Summer, I've had Beast Mode, just different videos, and that's okay. If this is my life, this is my life. But also one thing that I'm doing this for, beyond myself, is that I want children, and I want them very soon. And I want my body to be in the best physical state possible. I'm not married, I don't have a man. That's very important to me as well, of course. But I'm just saying, in order to carry children, I want to be in the healthiest state possible, and I want to take care of my physical temple. And it's just also a sign of faith for me, because I don't have a man, because I don't have a husband, because I have no idea who I'm going to marry and who's going to be the father of my children. It's a sign of faith for me to say on April the 20th, 2021, with nothing that looks anything close to the semblance of children, to be able to say, I'm taking care of my temple because I also take care of my temple because of how I want to bring my children into this world. That's a step of faith for me, to say I'm gonna do something now when I can't even see it, based on what I believe is coming. So I love y'all. Thank you for journeying